Kunja Bihari Jaya Radhamadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatera Vanachari Yamunatera Vanachari Yamunatera Vanachari Jaya Radhamadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radhamadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Yashodanandana Dajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatera Vanachari Jaya Radhamadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radhamadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Raspi Hari Radha Raspi Hari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Madana Mohan Radha Madana Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribal 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 Nitai Gaura Haribal. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivirajacacharya Ashtottara Satta Shishamachila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivirajacacharya Ashtottara Satta Shishamachila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavarinda Ki. Sirup Si Sanatan Bhattarganath Chi Jeev Gopala Bhattada Saraganath Sari Goswami Prabhu Ki. Prem se ko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta ki Sri Radha Krishna Gogopa Gopi Gopinacham Kundaradha Kunti Giri Govardhana ki Sri Vrindavan Dham ki, Sri Mathura Dham ki, Sri Mayapura Dham ki, Sri Jagannathpuri Dham ki, Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi ki, Ganga Muni Devi ki, Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki, Sri Sri Gaunitai ki, Sri Sri Krishna Balaram ki, Sri Sri Radha Shyama Sundar ki, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, 16th chapter, text number 20. Āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ patim āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim. Matajis. Āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani janmani aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim. Āsurīṁ, demoniac, yonim, species, āpannā, gaining, mūḍhā, the foolish, janmani, janmani, in birth after birth, mam, me, aprāpya, without achieving, eva, certainly, kaunteya, O son of Kuntī, tataḥ, thereafter, yānti, go, adhamāṁ, condemned, gatim, destination. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, O son of Kuntī, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Purport. It is known that God is all-merciful, but here we find that God is never merciful to the demoniac. It is clearly stated that the demoniac people, life after life, are put into the wombs of similar demons, and not achieving the mercy of the Supreme Lord, they go down and down, so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats, dogs and hogs. It is clearly stated that such demons have practically no chance of receiving the mercy of God at any stage of later life. In the Vedas also it is stated that such persons gradually sink to become dogs and hogs. It may be then argued in this connection that God should not be advertised as all-merciful if He is not merciful to such demons. In answer to this question, in the Vedānta-sūtra we find that the Supreme Lord has no hatred for everyone. The placing of the asuras, the demons, in the lowest status of life is simply another feature of His mercy. Sometimes the asuras are killed by the Supreme Lord, but this killing is also good for them, for in Vedic literature we find that anyone who is killed by the Supreme Lord becomes liberated. There are instances in history of many asuras, Ravana, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, to whom the Lord appeared in various incarnations just to kill them. Therefore God's mercy is shown to the asuras if they are fortunate enough to be killed by Him. Om ajnanatimidandasya jnanandana salakaya chakshuran militam yanam tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhastam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadhamayam Tadati Saparantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Se Yota Padakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sahaganadaganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Ganta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaudangi Radhe Vrindavaneshare Prishavano Sade Devi Pranamami Hari Priyam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha paridanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivajadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare Hare. āsurīṁ yonim āpannā mūḍhā janmani māma aprāpyaiva kaunteya tato yānty adhamāṁ gatim. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demoniac life, O son of Kuntī, Such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So here Krishna is explaining about demoniac nature. In the beginning, Krishna he explained about the divine nature. The nature of those who are Krishna conscious, those who are seeking for the absolute truth. And here in these later verses, Krishna is explaining about persons who are not interested in spiritual life, those persons who are not believing in God, who are against God. So these persons, they cannot really be happy in this material world. Even if one has so much money in this world, one may be very rich, but if he's not conscious of God, if he's not following the rules and regulations of the scriptures, if he's not trying to be helpful to others, if he's only thinking of sense gratification, only thinking of himself, then that person, he will always feel unhappy, distressed. And ultimately, as explained in this verse here, he will go to the lower species of life, or he may go to the hellish planets. By nature, everyone is servant of Krishna. But due to the modes of material nature, in this material world, then one will get a particular body in this world, and one will identify with this body, and then one will, although one will try to be happy in this world, but one cannot really be happy. That happiness which is in this world, that is very temporary. And that happiness in this world is very insignificant in comparison to the eternal happiness, which is there in Krishna consciousness, which is there in spiritual life. So here, Prabhupada is explaining also in a purport that if God is all-merciful, how? Then He's not never merciful to the demoniac people. How then people will go to the hellish planets if the Lord is all-merciful? How? They have to suffer so much if the Lord is merciful. So Krishna, the Supreme Lord, or His expansions, they are always absorbed in performing their pastimes in the spiritual world. And they are surrounded by their eternal associates. But they are also actually very much concerned about the living entities in this world. And they are always trying to also help them, to deliver them. And Krishna is also sending his representative, the pure devotees, to help the conditioned souls. In the human form of life, it is mentioned in scriptures, one has the opportunity to make advancement in spiritual life. One has the opportunity to understand that in this life there's more than just eating, sleeping, working and defending. In the human form of life, one has the opportunity to inquire about the absolute truth. One has the opportunity to make advancement in spiritual life by the mercy of the Lord. And the scriptures are there, the holy scriptures, for the benefit of the conditioned soul. So the persons, the human beings who are pious, those who are in the mood of goodness, they will be able to appreciate the Lord, the scriptures, and they will take up Krishna consciousness, they will take up God consciousness, they will try to make advancement in spiritual life. But the demoniac people, due to the modes of material nature, due to passion and ignorance, they are not so fortunate. And they will not inquire about the absolute truth. But they will try to be happy in this world by any means. No doubt in this material world there's some happiness is there. But that is material happiness, that is not permanent, that is very temporary. And it is not real happiness, it is perverted happiness, it is material happiness. So Krishna is most merciful, compassionate, and is always trying to help the conditioned soul. But if somebody is envious of the Lord, of the devotees, then he is not able to understand the Lord and the mercy of the Lord. And so then the demons, they're even so daring to challenge the Supreme Lord. And there's many examples are there, as given here also, Hiranyakashipu and Kamsa, Ravana. They're fighting against Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Krishna, whatever he's doing is all good. So even killing the demons, he's killing the demons, but the demons are benefited by that. They will be liberated from their sinful life, from their demoniac nature. And they may be able to come to Krishna consciousness eventually. So sometimes also here, even some Christians, they say that some people, they will be put in hell forever. So they are saying that those who are not worshipping God, who are not recognizing God, who are envious, they will be punished by the Lord and they will be put in hell forever. But that is not a fact. Because Krishna is most merciful. And because the living entities are by nature the servants of Krishna, eternal servants of Krishna. So eventually they will have to again engage in devotional service. And they will. But if one is demoniac, then he will have to suffer for many lifetimes. But again, eventually they will come to spiritual life. And then they have an opportunity to advance, they have an opportunity to become Krishna conscious, to be aware of their nature as the eternal servant of Krishna. So to become Krishna conscious, it takes some time. We can see, and it is explained in the scriptures, even the human beings who are trying to make advancement in spiritual life, they are also still having some difficulty. And you can see, and it is explained in the scriptures, that in the age of Kali, the demoniac and the divine qualities are there in the human beings. So even those who believe in God, those who try to make advancement in spiritual life, they're trying to be positive. They're trying to help others also. But in conditioned state still, the material desires are there, and still some demoniac qualities are there. But the intelligent devotee who is taking shelter of the Lord, the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas, and they will try to overcome these demoniac tendencies. They will try to be situated in the mode of goodness. They will try to engage always in spiritual activities. They will try to make advancement. And they will try to neglect these demoniac tendencies which may be still there. It is mentioned that in Satya Yuga, the demigods are there in the heavenly planets, and then human beings are there, and they are also mostly then in the Satya Yuga engaged in meditation. And then those who are demoniac, they live on the lower planetary system. But then they may also come to this earthly planets. Then we will try to go to the planets of the demigods, and by power, mystic power, by yoga, but not rightly engaged in the process of yoga and devotional service, they can still become powerful, and they can even they can disturb the demigods. And they were giving disturbance to the human beings on this earthly planet. But then the devotees and the demigods, they are protected by Krishna. Ete cham sakalapam sam Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam Indriyari Vyakalam Lokam Ridyante Yuge Yuge. The Lord is descending and again to help the devotees, protect the devotees, to kill the demons and to establish the principles of religion, dharma. In Treta Yuga it is explained, so the demons and the devotees, they are on the same planet, even here on the earthly planet, specifically mentioned also. Because for them to go on to reside in the heavenly planets, it will not be possible. Because the demigods are also protected by the Lord and they are powerful. But they are on the same planet, but different countries, different regions. But it's a perpetual fight between the asuras and the suras, between the devotees and the demons. But the devotees, the demigods, they're always victorious because they take shelter of Krishna. Then it is explained that in the age of Dvapar Yuga, the demons and the demigods, they are even in the same families. Like the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So basically the same family, related to each other. So both demons and the devotees are there. So that of course is also seen in the age of Kali. Pious persons are there, devotees are there, but then demoniac persons are there, even in the same family. Of course, even sometimes previously, like Hiranyakashipu, he was a demon, but then Krishna appeared in this, or Krishna's devotee, Prahlad, appeared in his family. That may be there, but it is rare. But in the Kali Yuga, it is very prevalent. So in the Dvapara Yuga, it was there, and in the Kali Yuga, it is even more so, and then even it is mentioned in the Kali Yuga. So the devotee and the demon, they are in the same body. And that we can see practically. So sometimes those who are inimical, but by good fortune, sometimes they become also devotional. And then they may become devotees. Similarly, we also see sometimes those who are devotional, but still then they have some demoniac tendencies there. They become very angry. They fight with others. And we can see amongst the devotees. Devotee means godly person, saintly person, devoted to the Lord. Devotee means devoted to the Lord. But then still sometimes you can see the demoniac nature is there. And they become angry, they fight even with other devotees. Or they engage in sanskarification. Although by nature a devotee is devoted to the Lord and is doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishnendriya Priti is acting for the pleasure of Krishna's senses. But then, so we can see that many times then they are engaged in sanskarification, thinking about themselves, their pleasure. So that is in the age of Kali, so we have to be aware of that and we have to control ourselves. We have to try to overcome the demoniac tendencies, the mode of passion and ignorance. So sometimes it is a big struggle for the devotees also. But we have to call out to Guru Gauranga Krishna, we have to call out for help. We have to endeavor To be in the mode of goodness, we have to endeavor to be positive, to be engaged in devotional activities with body, mind and words. And we have to endeavor not to commit any aparād, any offense. Someone has to be careful. Because modes of material nature are very strong. And the enjoying spirit is very big in the conditioned soul. But one has to try to control one's senses and mind. But simply by our own endeavor it is not possible, but we need the help of the Vaishnavas, the spiritual master, Mahaprabhu and Krishna. Then we can become successful in our endeavors. Then we can make more and more advancement. And we may become perfect. But in conditioned life, the intelligence of the conditioned soul in the age of Kali is not very sharp. And many times he is not able to understand what to do and what not to do. What is proper and what is not proper. Therefore, Krishna is giving these instructions to Arjuna. Krishna is very clearly explaining about the divine nature, the divine qualities of a devotee, of a saintly person. And then is clearly explaining about the demoniac nature. So that the devotee, he can check himself, he can analyze himself, and he can correct himself. So we have to be introspective. We have to be conscious, first of all, of Krishna, but then we have to be conscious of how we are actually also acting in this world. And we have to make a conscious effort to be properly situated in devotional service. You have to make a conscious effort to learn more and more. You have to make a conscious effort to develop our love towards Krishna. So we have to be thoughtful. A devotee is thoughtful. Trying to see Krishna everywhere, trying to see everything in connection to Krishna, trying to see Krishna everywhere. And then Krishna will help also. Krishna is reciprocating with his devotees. So that devotee, he may advance more and more. But even if one is advancing in spiritual life, so still one has to be careful and understand one's conditioned nature and understand that the modes of material nature are strong. In the age of Kali especially, mode of passion and ignorance, they are strong. So one has to be aware, one has to be careful. And the false ego is also very strong, very thick. Although subtle element, but it is thick. The false ego has to be overcome. Thinking I'm this body, thinking I'm a man or a woman, thinking I'm a great devotee. So we have to control ourselves. We have to understand that we have to be properly situated in Krishna consciousness in spiritual life. We should do everything with sambandha gyan, with the knowledge of our connection with Krishna, our relationship with Krishna. And you should try to see Krishna everywhere. So when we are endeavoring, Krishna is also seeing, Krishna is appreciating, Krishna is reciprocating. So Krishna is always thinking about the ratan, the conditioned souls in this world, and how to deliver them. Although Krishna is always transcendently situated, although Krishna is self-sufficient, atmarāṁ, aptakāṁ, always satisfied. But by His will, so this material world is created. And by His will, the conditioned souls, they are in this material world. So that is the arrangement of the Lord. And it is also actually, ultimately, everything is the play of the Lord. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, Adipurush, the original person, is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. And you can see Krishna. So he's very playful, especially in Braj. But any personality of Godhead is always there to have wonderful pastimes with his devotees in the spiritual world. But then they are coming in this world also to attract the fallen conditioned souls. So they may take up Krishna consciousness. They may take up spiritual life. And they may give up their conditioned nature, their identification with this material world, with this material body. Krishna is trying to help the conditioned soul. Himself, or is sending his representative, the pure devotee who is liberated, who is always engaged in devotional service, who has love for Krishna. And so he'll come to help the devotees, to pick them up from their material existence and engage them in devotional service for the pleasure of the Lord and for their purification, so they may realize their eternal nature, their eternal relationship with Krishna or Bhagavan, Vishnu, Narayana, or Ram. So, we as devotees, we have to try to see that we can advance slowly but surely. That our consciousness becomes purified. For that we have to be always engaged in devotional activities, specifically chanting Dhoni names. But then hearing about Krishna, about Mahaprabhu, about the process of devotional service. And we have to engage in some positive activity. We have to engage in the service of the Lord or the spiritual master. And we should act for the welfare of others also. Sarva bhute hite rataha. So by positive engagement, one can give up the negative engagement. By positive thinking, by thinking about Krishna, about the devotees of the Lord, about how to help others. By positive thinking, we can give up the negative thinking. And then slowly but surely all the good qualities of even the demigods will be manifest in the devotee. And the demonic qualities will be given up completely. By the mercy of the Lord, His representatives are always available in this world, trying to help the conditioned souls. So we should try to take shelter of the Vaishnavas, the spiritual master, especially those who are highly advanced, those who are surrendered completely to Mahaprabhu and Krishna. We should take shelter of these devotees. The devotees who are firmly fixed in devotional service, the devotees who are advanced, devotees who are highly advanced, we should try to be as much as possible in their association. We should try to follow their instructions. We should try to be under their guidance. Then we can advance slowly but surely in Krishna consciousness, in spiritual life. And ultimately one will become perfect in due course of time. So we have to try our best to advance. And then Krishna does the rest. He will help us. So much, always He will help us to advance more. But we must have the sincere desire. We must be serious. And serious. And then one has to beg for the mercy of the Lord. So endeavor has to be there, but we need the mercy also. The mercy is there, but if you are not endeavoring, then we will not be able to grasp the mercy. We will not be able to receive the mercy completely. So we have to endeavor, and we have to be positively engaged in devotional service. Because ultimately that is our nature. Jivar sopai Krishnera dittadas. We are the nityadas. We are the eternal servants of Krishna or of Mahaprabhu. So we have to constantly endeavor for perfection. We have to constantly endeavor to be properly situated. We have to endeavor to make advancement. We have to try to see how we are doing. We have to be introspective and try to become free from anarthas, unwanted things. And we should have resolute determination to achieve the goal. And we have to take full shelter of Krishna Nam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kolam, Nastyeva, Gatiranyata. In the age of Kali, the holy names were not different from Krishna. The most merciful. And so we have to take shelter of the holy names. That is the only way to become liberated. But in the beginning stage, we have to hear about Krishna sufficiently. We have to be in the association of the advanced devotees. We have to serve the Lord, the Acha Vigraha. And hear sufficiently about Mahaprabhu, about Krishna, about the process of devotional service. But most important is always to chant the holy names as much as possible. With the japamala or even without japamala. While serving, we can chant Hare Krishna. While bathing, while eating. Sometimes you can hear when the devotees are taking prasadam in Vaishnav society. And then sometimes in between the devotees will chant the Maha Mantra. They will glorify the Lord, especially the holy names. Or they will call out Krishna's names. And there are no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy names. Anytime and anywhere we can chant the holy names. So, Krishna in the age of Kali is appearing as the holy names and is even more merciful. Krishna Nam is even more merciful than Krishna Roop, although they are not different. But still there's a little difference there. So we take shelter of the holy names and then we can quickly advance and become perfect. Hare Krishna. Any question? One question. Microphone. Mataji, wow, Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, how do we understand that Krishna is reciprocating? Most of the times we feel that our prayers are left unanswered. So how do
we see that Krishna is reciprocating? Yes. You see, in the conditioned life, because we are not pure, so therefore we cannot see how Krishna is reciprocating. So we may be offering prayers, that is true, and then we may pray to Krishna, Krishna please help me, Krishna please be kind to me and reciprocate. But we should understand that Krishna actually is reciprocating. Krishna is hearing our prayers, Krishna is seeing how we are endeavoring. At the same time, we have to understand that in conditioned life, so our consciousness is very much polluted. And so therefore we cannot see Krishna properly as he is. And we can also not hear Krishna. It is not Krishna's fault, it is not Krishna's shortcoming. It is not Krishna not being merciful. It is due to our lack of Krishna consciousness. It is due to our misfortune that we cannot appreciate Krishna, that we cannot see Krishna as he is, that we cannot hear Krishna. It is due to our still being so much conditioned, contaminated. Therefore we cannot see Krishna as he is. We cannot see Krishna smiling. We cannot see how Krishna is trying to help us. And we may be calling out Krishna, but we may not hear Krishna. There is no fault on Krishna. Krishna is trying so much to help us. But due to our being conditioned, due to not being yet advanced in Krishna consciousness, due to impurities on our part, therefore we cannot see Krishna. We cannot see how Krishna is trying to help us. So it is our shortcoming. It is not from Krishna's side. Krishna is perfect and complete. Krishna is trying to help us. Therefore he is sending it as a representative also. Because we are not able to fully and properly approach Krishna in the best way. So therefore he is sending the representative, the spiritual master, the advanced devotees. And then we can approach the spiritual master and he can guide us, he can correct us. So that slowly but surely we can advance in our spiritual life. But we must have the faith. Faith must be there that Krishna is seeing us, Krishna is hearing us. And Krishna wants to reciprocate with us. But because we are not qualified yet, therefore we cannot actually understand and see how Krishna is helping us. So we have to be patient. And we must have the faith that Krishna is accepting our prayers, Krishna is trying to help us, Krishna is seeing us. So we must have the faith. Even one time Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada and even Prabhupada, our Prabhupada used to say that we should go to the temple so that Krishna can see us. Not that we go to the temple to see Krishna. Of course we want to see Krishna, but not with the enjoying mood. That now I want to see Krishna, beautiful Krishna, for my satisfaction. But we go to the temple with seva bhav, seva vritti, that I should go to the temple to serve Krishna, so that Krishna is satisfied. And I don't go to the temple to see Krishna, but I go that Krishna can see me, that Krishna can see how I am endeavoring to serve Him, that I have the proper attitude, the proper mentality. Sometimes we see people, they come to the temple and then they're praying to God also. Please, I'm in difficulty, I need more money. Oh, I'm looking for a good wife or a good husband. I need this, I need that. So that is the conditioned soul, the neophyte devotee. He will go to the temple and he will want something. But the devotees who are more advanced, he will go to the temple to serve Krishna, to serve the devotees, not for his sense gratification. So, if you are sincerely trying with faith also, understanding that Krishna is accepting our prayers, Krishna is accepting our seva, then Krishna will reciprocate, and in due course of time we will be able to see how Krishna is helping us. How Krishna is merciful, we will be able to see after some time. But in the beginning, because of our shortcomings, because of our impurities, we cannot see, we cannot understand. Therefore we can ask the spiritual master how to approach Krishna, how to serve Krishna, how to satisfy Krishna. And then we can ask the spiritual master, my dear Gurudev, you satisfied with my seva, or Krishna is satisfied with my seva? Then the spiritual master, he will reply, he will tell you, he will show you. But usually even the spiritual master will see, and so he will tell. So you may think now, so how Krishna is reciprocating? So you may offer prayers, and then you may say to the spiritual master, so I'm offering prayers, like you asking me, I'm offering prayers. So how I can understand if Krishna is accepting, if Krishna is seeing me, Krishna is accepting, Krishna is pleased? So the spiritual master will see, he is understanding, he is a representative of the Lord. And he knows how merciful Krishna is. So you offer prayers, and I can assure you that Krishna is satisfied with your prayers. You may not see, you may not feel, because you are not yet pure in consciousness completely. Therefore the full reciprocation is not there. But Krishna is appreciating your prayers. Krishna is accepting your prayers. Krishna is satisfied. Krishna is very easily satisfied. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Even you offer one flower, is satisfied. You offer tulsi leaf, Krishna is very satisfied. You offer little fruit, or you offer whatever you cook and you want to eat, you offer it. And Krishna is satisfied, he is accepting. So Krishna is easily satisfied. But because we are conditioned, then we may not be able to understand, because our consciousness is not pure. And therefore, so we cannot feel the satisfaction. While we are engaged even in devotional service, but that is due to our impure consciousness. Although we are trying our best, we are trying to serve nicely, we are trying to follow the regulative principles, we are trying to chant nicely, but because of lifetimes being engaged in material activities, so the consciousness is completely material. And material means there's a contamination of the modes of material nature, passion and ignorance. So one may be serving, but still the passion is there, the ignorance is there, and therefore the satisfaction is not there. Whereas when one is more advanced, one is very much firmly fixed in the mode of goodness, then he is enlightened, he has knowledge, his consciousness becomes clear, and then he will feel satisfied, and then he will feel the exchange with Krishna. And the more one becomes pure, the more one can feel the presence of Krishna, the more one can feel the reciprocation with Krishna. How at every step Krishna is there reciprocating, is waiting for us, that we are fully absorbed in Him. But due to conditioning, due to the modes of material nature, we cannot experience that yet. But we have to be patient, and then after some time, then we will see that Krishna is always there. Krishna is with us. Krishna is loving us. So we have to be patient, that is all, and then we will see directly how Krishna is accepting everything. Even though we are not so qualified, even though we are insignificant. But Krishna is accepting, Krishna is reciprocating. So it is only a matter of time. If we are constantly engaged in devotional activities, then we will be able to see how Krishna is reciprocating with us, is accepting our prayers. So therefore also it is recommended to have deities, to worship the deities. And then by serving the deities we can see the reciprocation. You have deities at home? What deities? Panchatattva. Panchatattva, yes. So you're serving them every day?
Parents
right now your parents?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, but so when you're serving them, you were feeling some pleasure while serving? Some pleasure is there. Some reciprocation is there. And then even, so if the deities are not there with you, then you come to the temple and you take darshan. And even when we go to the temple, it's nice to sometimes offer something. If we don't have directly a chance to serve them, by maybe cooking for them or by doing artik, then of course we can offer prayers and we must have faith. But if we do something extra, sometimes we may offer some flowers, and then there will be satisfaction there will be reciprocation. Because you offer a garland to Krishna, then the pujari will give, and then Krishna will be happy, and then you will feel some satisfaction. So the more we do, the more we will feel reciprocation, the more we feel satisfaction. And so the more we become purified in consciousness, the more we can see the reciprocation. And even if physically we cannot do much, but we can do mentally. We can serve the Lord also mentally. And we should do that actually, we should practice that. Having the reciprocation with Krishna. And not only in front of the deities, but all the time, so we have to practice. Trying to see Krishna everywhere. and praying to Krishna always, not just in front of the deities and then expecting something in return. Okay, I'm here, Krishna, so what I will get from you? No. We're there to serve Krishna. Seva bhav, seva vritti. Krishna, what can I do for you? How I can serve you? What I can do? So we can offer prayers, but then we should be thoughtful. I should offer more prayers. I should learn more. And then there will be more reciprocation. And then also, but even we have to try to make more endeavor. Just like, for example, you go to school also, a child, and he has to learn more and more. He has to endeavor more and more. And the more he is going to the higher classes, the more he has to endeavor. He has to learn more. He has to endeavor more. So the more we try to advance, then actually the more we have to endeavor. So we are endeavoring, and then we advance, and we have to endeavor more. And even so much so that actually you have to cry out to Krishna. From the heart, that please Krishna, let me be able to serve you nicely. Please Krishna, let me become free from the modes of material nature. Let me become free from the anathas. So Krishna is actually seeing our endeavor. And then so that we have to cry also for Krishna. And then he will reciprocate. Just like a child. So if the child is playing here, the mother is busy doing this and that. Maybe guests are there and other family members. But when the child is crying, something happened, the bug is biting him or something. Mama, mama, or whatever, mata, mata. Then the mother immediately will come. Oh yes, my dear child. And we'll take care. So we are in difficult situation actually always. And we have to cry out to Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, help me. And then Krishna will come. So but many times, so we are unable to cry because we are comfortable in this world. But then we have to try to serve Krishna somehow. We offer some prayers. But if we are in danger, then we'll immediately cry out to Krishna. And then we will feel also more the reciprocation. Even if we are not in danger, we have to learn how to cry. Krishna, please help me, even so much so that tears should come from the eyes while you're crying. Krishna, Krishna, we should be so desperate. Like many times in this world, there may be so many difficulties and persons are crying. So we are actually in a helpless position. And material desires, modes of material nature. And then we cannot focus. But then we have to cry out to Krishna, please help me. Let me be focused. Let me be surrendered to you. Let me become free from my material desires. From these unwanted things. Let me surrender to you. Then you have to cry out. Now maybe we think we are surrendered. I'm going to the temple, chant Hare Krishna, taking darshan. But in the conditioned state, actually, we are not surrendered. We may be thinking, I'm going to the temple every day. I'm surrendered. But in the conditioned state, we are not surrendered. We are trying to surrender. We are trying to be humble. We are trying to have faith in Krishna. But when we are crying out, when we understand how insignificant we are, and then we can really call out with all humility. And when we are in the transcendental position, actually, then we are truly humble. Then we have full faith. No matter what, Krishna will always help me. Then we are surrendered. When one is free from the modes of material nature, then one is surrendered with body, mind and words. But now we are endeavoring, we're trying, but we should be crying so that we can really surrender. So that we can be on the spiritual platform of our own self, a spirit soul. So we have to come to the transcendental position. And so for this we have to cry. Then we can practically be elevated beyond the modes of material nature. So we have to learn the art of crying. And we can see in the lives of the great souls. Actually, they're the great souls, they are highly advanced. But they can also see the modes of material nature, they can feel. But because they are highly advanced, they are crying out to Krishna with tears in the eyes. Krishna, Krishna, hey Radhe Brajadevi ke chalite nanda suno kutaha. Hey Krishna, hey Radhe, where are you? Please manifest yourself before me. Please let me serve you. Please let me become free from these difficulties here. So we have to cry out. So the acharyas, they have also cried. And Prabhupada has mentioned we should cry, praying to Krishna. And when we are crying very much, then Krishna will surely help us. So like a child crying to the mother and father, they will come. So that we have to do. So we have to cry. So when you're offering prayers and you feel that Krishna, we should know Krishna is reciprocating, and we should not blame Krishna, we should blame ourselves, that we are so fallen that we cannot see Krishna properly, we cannot hear Krishna. Then we should cry, Krishna, cry to Krishna so we can hear Him. We can properly see Him, we can see Krishna smiling. So we should cry. And when we are crying, then Krishna will surely reciprocate. So we have to learn how to cry for Krishna. In the conditioned state, one is crying for material things. I need this, I need that. It is not working out, so many problems in life. This is because we want something. If we don't get it, then we become frustrated and we cry. So, but we have to cry to Krishna, that we may be able to see Him, we may be able to serve Him. And we have to tolerate the difficulties of this world. No matter what, I have to serve Krishna. I have to do what Krishna wants. And then when we are always in that mood, then Krishna will reciprocate. And if not, then we continue. Even like the gopis, ashlishava padaratam pinashtamam adasanam manvahatam kodotova. The Krishna, you may be present before me, or you may not be present before me. You may make me broken-hearted. You may trample on me, whatever it is. But still you are my Lord. In happiness or in distress, I will always serve you. So even if you are distressed, still we should love Krishna. We should serve. Even if you don't feel the satisfaction, even if you don't hear Krishna, it doesn't matter, I am so insignificant. And who is Krishna? Is the Supreme Lord. And we are nothing. Like for example, if you want to meet the Prime Minister Modi, you can go and meet him. You can meet him, you can speak to him. You can speak to him, Mr. Modi, I want to meet you. But you can meet him, he will speak to you. Not easy. Very difficult. But in comparison to Krishna, who is Modi, right, is just insignificant in comparison to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. And who are we? What are we doing for Him? What have we done for Him? And now we expect that Krishna should speak to us so quickly? We have done not much, hardly anything. How eager are we to serve Him? And now we expect we did a little something, offering one prayer, and now we want that Krishna should speak to us, smile at us. So we have to do so much and cry out so much, and then there will be reciprocation. And for that also, just like if you want to speak to the President or the Prime Minister, so you have to, first of all, what you should try to do, you should try to find somebody close to Prime Minister. If you find somebody is close to him, you make a relationship, you make a friendship, and then you may ask him, please, you're the friend of Modi ji, please arrange that I can speak to him. Just one word, just let me shake his hand, please. And then if you have a good relationship, he will say, okay, I will try, although he's very busy and he has to meet so many people, but I will try so you can meet him just for 1 second. And you may get a chance. So similarly, you have to approach somebody who is close to Krishna. That is the spiritual master. You serve him. And then you pray to the spiritual master. And you ask him, oh, the advanced devotee, please help me. So I can speak to Krishna. So I can see Krishna. I can do something little for Krishna. And then the spiritual master will help also. He will speak to Krishna. This devotee is very sincere. He is crying to see you. And then he will help also. He will pray for you. He will help so that you can see Krishna. You can speak to Krishna. So like this. So that is the situation. We are insignificant. But we should have the faith that Krishna is hearing, is accepting what we are doing. But because we are so insignificant, we are not yet pure, therefore we cannot feel the reciprocation. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Satchinandana Gaura Hare ki, Sri Radha Shama Sundar ki. And Krishna is so merciful, He is always giving so much Mahaprasad to all of you. So you can come and take some prasad. That is His mercy.